It's because it requires full honesty, full honesty with yourself to be able to even have any relationship that is worth working for. The moment you cannot be honest with yourself, you will not be honest with somebody else. And therefore, how do you think you're ever going to find love or the most beautiful relationship if you don't even know how to be honest to yourself? Because if you're not honest with yourself, then that person is not getting full honesty from you. And guess what? You're starting off all your relationships with a foundation of falsity and lies. You know, the whole thing about keeping your heart open is not just for relationships, it's everything in life, right? And I keep talking about this because it's so important for us to operate in such big truth and honesty within ourselves, because that's not only the love aspect and romantic aspect of any of your relationships, it's all across any connection you make with another human being. So to leave our hearts open, you have to go into any relationship or new relationship with the fact is you're not trying to force anything on anything. Just go with the flow. Watch what happens without any expectation of what you think you want it to be. Because with every connection you make, it's going to be a new experience. And isn't it nice just to be friends with somebody for the first hour rather than going into any new connection with thinking, oh my God, is this the one? Oh my God, I hope so. Oh yeah, I see some signs that he can be. And then all of a sudden, all the negative you're trying to make into positive. You're not going into it with full honesty, right? Be honest with yourself that this is just, if you're meeting somebody for the first time, you're gonna go and have coffee, have a good time. They could be a good friend. It doesn't matter. Only once you seek friendship and connection will love come. So here's a big belief in society that's really common and that will doom you if you follow this belief, right? And we have a belief that, oh, marriage is only exciting, our relationship is only exciting for the first year or two. After that, then life as a couple can become very boring, right? And yes, that's the truth, if that's what you believe. With every long relationship that is healthy and beautiful requires work. Okay, and I always go, there's one saying that I will live by and that applies to absolutely everybody. And this is, nothing is permanent except for you, right? So you are permanent. You are the only thing that exists that is permanent, right? Don't expect anything else to be permanent. Everything can be permanent, but requires work. You have to always grow yourself. It becomes boring if you all do the same thing every day and you don't have any work towards anything, right? So the most beautiful thing about long-term relationships is keep creating those goals to work towards together, right? And then when you hit blocks towards getting the goals or getting to the goals, then communicate. No matter how painful it is to be honest with each other, and sometimes it is painful. Sometimes I would say something that would trigger the other person to react badly towards me. But in the end, it's like, okay, we'll deal with it. But to avoid confrontation is the biggest no-no for any long-term relationship that you want any spice in. If you have fear of confrontation, from the very get-go of any relationship, then there will be, I promise you, I'm not a psychic, I'm not telling you I read the future, but I promise you you're going to have problems. Because there's nothing more annoying than for, let's say for me to be with somebody that's avoiding any kind of conversation that is honest. And when you're fearful of confrontation, even a rejection can be seen as confrontational, right? So if you avoid communicating, the other person is going to feel like they're with a zombie, right? So how do you think that marriage or relationship is going to be in the long term? Because one person is going to get really bored and angry and they're going to feel stuck because the person that's scared of confrontation will never be honest. And the sad thing is you're keeping so much in if you're fearful of confrontation. How freeing is that?